listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. Okay, everyone help me intend a quiet background for this episode. I thought I could record real quick while the dogs were having a break outside, but it was a short break. They're already back in and ready to play. So, all right, intending nice quiet backgrounds. Oh, I like our topic today, but before I share it, I want to thank Runner6565 for this review that is making me smile from ear to ear. It reads, I truly love Jeanette's LOA podcast. I'm like a kid at Christmas when I see a new episode. But even when there isn't a new one, I randomly choose any previous one and it always ends up being exactly what I need to hear that day. Kind of spooky, but I'll take it. That's making me laugh. I love how that happens. Thanks again for the reviews, everyone. I really appreciate it. It does inspire me to sit down and record more often, even when the dogs want to play. So, I don't know what the title of this episode is going to be, but my working title is It's Not the Podcast. That's what I've been reminding myself on this thing. It's a really easy mistake to make, even when you're a savvy creator. I've been making it myself lately. And I'm talking about what we attribute our success to. Well, conscious creators know it's alignment. Every manifestor in their right mind knows it's all about the vibration, not the action. But still, we tend to want to know what someone did so we can do that too, thinking that that's what made the difference. We think we can skip the whole alignment part and just do the same thing they did. But it doesn't work that way. We know that, but it's easy to forget. Here's what I'm talking about. Sometimes I get hired by fellow coaches who, it turns out, they don't really want coaching. They just want to pick my brain about what I did to build my coaching practice or to create a thriving membership site or to get paid for speaking gigs. People have hired me just to try to learn that stuff from me. I think they're figuring, look, if they pay me for my time, they can just ask me what I did and they'll take notes and they'll do that too. And then they will also have a full practice or a thriving community or paid appearances. And when I say they ask me what I did, they aren't talking about what I did to align. Okay, some coaches, that is what they mean. But sometimes they're talking about what did I do, as in what actions did I take? Like I've been asked, what speaking agency did you register with? Or who does your SEO? Or are you using Facebook ads to get your members? Or what are you doing? That makes me take a deep breath to even think about people. Look, I've done it too. I'm in the same boat. When we think that it's about the action, it's not about the action. And so I'll answer those questions by saying, hey, sure, I'm happy to tell you whatever I did. Whatever you want to know, I will share, but that's not what we should be focusing on. Because whatever I did, it isn't likely to be the same thing that you should be doing. And the only reason anything worked for me is because I was aligned to the success that I wanted. And some people get that. They're like, oh, yeah, sure, right. Alignment first and then. But really, Jeanette, what did you do? And some people are like, whatever, alignment this, alignment that. Just tell me what you did. And I'm like, look, I will. I'll spend this entire hour recounting every little detail that you want to know about what actions I took that created the success. But that's not really what created it. Because even if you did every little thing the exact same way I did, or even if you did them a bazillion times better, but if you did them with the vibration of effort or struggle or fear or resentment or anxiety or whatever weird stuff we sometimes flow, we can only get the results that match that vibration no matter what actions we take. And I know sometimes our actions do shift our vibration, but not reliably. We're just so much better off to focus on the vibration. And here's how easy this is to forget. In the past couple months, I've caught myself telling 3 different colleagues that they should totally do a podcast because it's a ton of fun and it generates new clients and new sales and more income. I know this because it's happening to me, I tell them. And I'm having a ton of fun with this podcast that I just did for kicks. And here I am getting new GVU members and new clients and more ebook sales just from the podcast. And when I hear myself say that, I have to stop and say, Never mind. Don't listen to me. I'm just excited about podcasting. Because that's why podcasting is doing good things for me in my business, because I'm having fun with it. And because I know how to be aligned to success. I'm not getting new sales and new members because of the podcast. It seems like it, but I know I'm not. I'm getting all this cool stuff because of my joy for podcasting and my overall alignment and expectation of success. I've been practicing that success vibe for a very long time. I'm pretty good at it. I'm not saying I've nailed it by any means, but I've got a decent handle on it, which means it's easy for universe to send success my way, especially when I find even more ways to tap into something that feels joyful and delightful and fun, whatever's a good time. And that podcasting is that for me. It's a really good time for me. So funny how look, I know this stuff, and there I was telling someone you should totally do a podcast. It's not the podcast, Jeanette. Oh, here's another example. I've got a colleague. She's an excellent networker. Oh my gosh, she networks like a pro. She's really, really, really good at it, and she enjoys it. And if she told me, I would know better than to believe this, but pretend that I didn't. Pretend I was really impressed with her success and I really wanted to have some of that my own self. And if she told me that I'm missing the boat by not getting out there and learning how to network, okay, the way I think of networking, it is not in a joyful way. I know some people experience it that way. More power to you. When I think about it, it sounds like monthly meetings at the local steakhouse where we take turns going around the circle introducing ourselves with our 30-second elevator pitch and then passing out business cards after dessert. That, it's not my joy. No offense to monthly lunches at the steakhouse, but I don't want to dress up. I don't want to do makeup. I don't even want to do hair. I don't want to drive through traffic. I don't want to shake hands with strangers who are looking at me like I might be their next client. And I certainly don't want to try to convince anyone that I might be just what they need. I like to let my clients come to me. I don't go to them. They come to me. That's on my perfect client list. From day one, that was on my perfect client list. From Attracting Perfect Customers by Stacey Hall and her co-author. That's how people find me. They find me. I don't have to go seek them out. It's not my style. It's not my joy to do it that way. And again, more power to everyone who loves it. But if that colleague who loved it, if she tried to tell me that I would have her same results if I would just network the way she networks, I'll bet you I could ruin my entire business if I followed that advice just because of how I feel about networking. You can hear I have no joy for it. I mean, that would do me in. If I started focusing on that, I would hate it and I would resent that I had to do this. And eventually I would quit. Look, I'm just imagining it and I'm getting fired up about it. Fired up in a bad way, not a good way. I hope I would quit because I would never want to do anything that I don't love, but that would not be my ticket to success. Okay, the reason I'm saying all this is just to really emphasize the point that it's not about the podcast. It's not about the diet. It's not about the investment vehicle. It's not about the dating site. It's not about the training program. It's not about any of that. It's only ever about our vibration. When we vibrate what we want, when we know that frequency, then we'll be inspired to whatever our actions will take us further along the path to that happy end result. And we won't know in advance what those actions are. We can't anticipate them when we're not in alignment. We can only know what those inspired actions are after we get aligned. And you know, the thing is, sometimes we don't even have to do anything. Things will start happening just once we get lined up. It's happened to me many times when just plugging in with the right frequency made all the difference and the good things started happening. In fact, I've got a recent example. Yesterday, I was so trying not to be nervous that I hadn't seen my cat since the day before. Merlin, all my cats, they stick pretty close. I see them. No one goes missing. I hadn't seen him since the day before, and it was in the morning. And I was trying not to worry. I was trying not to wonder. I was trying not to imagine the bad scenarios. I tried distracting myself with a major cleaning spree. It worked a little bit, but my mind kept still wandering to where in the world is that cat? I love how I said, where in the world is that cat? Because I learned recently, I read, if you even say one little swear word, you have to mark your episode as explicit. Yikesy. I don't want to be a producer of explicit content. But I do swear like a sailor sometimes, so I'm proud of my little edit. Okay, so anyway, I was thinking about whether I should go for a walk, and look for him, because I kind of sort of know where he likes to hang out. Neighbor's got a field over here. Someone told me they saw him over there. So I was thinking maybe I should go looking for him. Or maybe I could put out something really smelly. Like I keep a can of sardines in the closet, specifically for emergencies like this. And then I realized, praise the Lord that I realized this. I didn't used to realize it this quickly. It used to take me a while to realize it. But I realized, no. What you should do is not go out and try to find him. What you should do is stop thinking about what you should do. And you should stop vibrating him missing and instead just vibrate him home. Like feel him home, because I was feeling him gone. I was feeling him not here. I was wondering where he was. And that vibration does not allow for kitties to come home like that. So that's what I did. I imagined how nice it would be when I saw Merlin at the back door, waiting to come in just like usual. And I thought to myself what I might say when I saw him again. Hey, handsome, glad you're home. And I imagined what his expression would look like, Mr. Nonchalant, like he's been here all along. Same old happy, healthy kitty, looking forward to some lunch. So I plugged into that vibration, which was different than the one I'd been trying not to vibrate, but was totally vibrating. I plugged into Merlin Home Sweet Home. And then I went out to the garage to finish cleaning my car. Molly had really bad diarrhea the other day. That's a different story. GVU members had to hear that one. Sorry, everyone. I won't repeat it here. Okay, so I went out to the garage to finish bistling the car, and a couple minutes later, I poked my head out, and here's Merlin, strolling up the driveway, happy to see me. Home sweet home, easy peasy, smooth and breezy. I love how that happens. Hey, and guess how I know how to do this? It's after many, many instances with many other cats, and sometimes dogs, of not doing it that way, of posting signs and calling shelters and alerting neighbors and emailing Home Again or Avid, whoever the microchip is on the animal, and oh my gosh, walking forever through the neighborhood calling my freaking cat. I hope that I don't have, it's okay to say freaking, right? Look, I've done that routine enough to know that that is unreliable. What works way better is to feel them home. And that's the same for whatever we want, it turns out. We just feel it first, and then we do what feels good. And that's why your path to your true love, sweetheart, or your thriving business, or your beautiful body, or your financial fortune, or whatever it is that you're creating next, that's why your path is likely different than mine. We'll get different inspirations, and it's following those inspirations that come after we're aligned that makes the difference. Because our inner guidance knows the best way to get us where we want to be. And the way that it tells us that path, it's through our joy. It's through what feels better. It's through our relief. So if you aren't plugged into some sort of joy to start with, you can't hear your inner guidance. That's what inner guidance is. It speaks to us through our joy or through relief or anything that feels better. And I guarantee you my advice is not nearly as effective or impactful as your inner guidance's advice. Guaranteed. I know that for sure. So, yes, I will tell you all day long what I did, what actions I took, but that's not what we should be talking about. And I will say, most clients who hire me, they very much know this. I work with very LOA savvy people. It's very rare for me to get someone who really wants to know just the actions, but sometimes a coach colleague who's not LOA savvy, sometimes that's what they want to know. So, if you ever hear me say, you should totally do a podcast, just tell me to listen to this one again. Thanks for listening, and happy manifesting, everyone.